Good evening. Before we begin tonight's meeting, I'd like to state that this school board meeting is taking place on Treaty 1 land and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. And with that, I'll call this regular board meeting for May 4th, 2020 to order. Mr. Cochin, please proceed with the roll call.
Roll call for the regular board meeting of May 4th, 2020 of the Winnipeg School Division. Trustee Adele.
Here.
Trustee Reed.
Here.
Trustee Murdoch. Trustee Dumont.
Here.
Trustee Shetkowski.
Here.
Trustee Chen.
Here.
Trustee Broughton.
Here. With that, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda. Moved by Trustee Adele, seconded by Trustee Chen, that the agenda is distributed be approved. With that, I believe there's a couple of additions. Moved by Trustee Adele, seconded by Trustee Chen, that MSBA insurance and board meeting quorum be two agenda items that be added to our in-camera agenda. With that amendment, I'll call for any other amendments from trustees. Hearing none, I will ask all those in favor. Opposed? Carried. And then finally, to vote on approval of the agenda, if I can get all those in favor. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Reading and confirming of minutes. The minutes dated April 13, 2020 be approved as distributed. Moved by Trustee Reed, seconded by Trustee Shetkowski. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Presentation, consideration, or report. Superintendent's report number 5-2020, dated May 4th, 2020. Going into the superintendent's report, the first item on the report is Earl Grey School Phase 2 steam heating system replacement. And so it's moved by Trustee Reed, seconded by Trustee Dumont, that subject to the Public Schools Finance Board approval, the tender of Ice Age Mechanical to supply all material and perform all work in a connection with the Phase 2 steam heating system replacement project at Earl Grey School be accepted in accordance with the plans and specifications therefore, for the total amount of $1,078,805.88 being the tender price, including provincial sales tax, excluding goods and services tax, and that the proper officers of the division be authorized to enter into a contract with Ice Age Mechanical for carrying out of the work. Is there any discussion from trustees? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Moved by Trustee Reed, seconded by Trustee Adele, that the St. John's High School main floor corridor flooring replacement project be approved, and the recommendation from the administration is that the tender of Imperial Flooring Limited to supply all material and perform all work in connection with the main floor corridor flooring replacement project at St. John's High School be accepted in accordance with the plans and specifications therefore, for the total amount of $82,655 being the tender price, including provincial sales tax, excluding goods and services tax, and that the proper officers of the division be authorized to enter into a contract with Imperial Flooring Limited for carrying out of the work. Any discussion from trustees? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Next item from the superintendent's report is number 3, Techvoc High School CCTV system upgrade. Moved by trustee Chen, seconded by trustee Shikowski, that the tender of AAA Electric 1988 Limited to supply all material and perform all work in connection with the CCTV system upgrade project at Techvoc High School be accepted in accordance with the plans and specifications therefore, for the total amount of $109,971.39, being the tender price, including provincial sales tax, excluding goods and services tax, and that the proper officers of the division be authorized to enter into a contract with AAA Electric 1988 Limited for carrying out of the work. Is there any discussion from trustees? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Item number 4, Gordon Bell High School steam heating system and unit ventilator retrofit consultant appointment. Moved by trustee Reed, seconded by trustee Dumont, that subject to the Public Schools Finance Board approval, the proper officers of the division be authorized to enter into a contract with SNC Lavalin Incorporated to provide material consulting services for the steam heating system and unit ventilator retrofit project at Gordon Bell High School in accordance with the Public Schools Finance Board fee schedule. Any discussion from trustees?
I have a question.
Please proceed, trustee Chen.
I'm just wondering what the criteria was used to determine this company. Is it based on price, like other bids, or it based on specialty that only this company can provide? I'm just wondering how it was determined.
I'll ask the administration if they have a response. I don't know if our buildings department director is available to answer that question.
No, he's not, but he passed something on to me. So selection of this particular consultant was done by the Public Schools Finance Board through an RFP process. So they would have considered everything, price, capability of doing the work. So basically they make the choice and we comply with that choice. So that's my explanation for that.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Cochin. Does that answer your question, trustee Chen?
Yes.
Please go ahead, sorry, Mr. Cochin.
Yeah, so again, it's hard for me to answer that question because it wasn't our process. It was the province's process. So we'd have to ask them how they decided. They have done projects for other school divisions over the last number of years, and I understand the point about this particular company, some of the things that have gone on. But the province seems to be satisfied with their capability and their price point to do this work. So again, we're not in a position really to go against what they say because they're funding the project. So.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Cochin. So if there's no other discussion, I'll ask trustees for a vote. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. So that concludes the superintendent's report. So moving on to the next item of business, making sure I have everything here. Yep. Moving on to new business. So number 5.1 is bylaw 1289, first reading. There's no debate on first reading. So it's a debenture promissory note motion. So moved by trustee Reed, seconded by trustee Dumont, that bylaw 1289, a bylaw of the Winnipeg School Division for the purpose of borrowing $3,374,000 for certain building projects be introduced and read a first time in short. With there being no debate on this, I'll ask for trustees to vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Mr. Cochin, please proceed.
A bylaw of the Board of Trustees of Winnipeg School Division for the purpose of borrowing the sum of $3,374,000 and of issuing a debenture and or promissory note hereinafter called the security therefore.
Chris, you are on mute.
My apologies. The next agenda item is agenda information. Moved by trustee Reed, seconded by trustee Chen, that information correspondence IC08-20 be received as information. Is there any discussion from trustees? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. We'll move on to the Superintendent's Information Report number 4-2020. And that is also moved by trustee Reed, seconded by trustee Chen. Is there any discussion on the Superintendent's Information Report? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And then finally, we'll move into business matters as defined in Rule 44.7. It's moved by trustee Adele, seconded by trustee Shikowski, that we move into in-camera discussions. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And we're good, Brenda?
Yes.
Excellent. So the board returns from in-camera discussions, and to report on the work of the board in that discussion, I'll turn it over to trustee Chen to give her report.
The board discussed the suspension of class, received the update on suspension of classes and had a discussion. The board received an update on the principal vacancies. The board discussed a motion regarding reclassification of position. There's a motion, and I so move that the reclassification of position as detailed in the confidential memorandum from the Chief Superintendent dated May 4th, 2020 be approved, and that the administration be authorized to implement the reclassifications as outlined.
Moved by trustee Chen, seconded by trustee Reed, that the motion as presented be approved. Any discussion from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
The board received information on leaves of absence without salary. The board discussed the MSBA insurance and travel related issues. The board discussed the board meeting quorum, and there's a motion to suspend trustee Murdoch for code of conduct violations until June 30th, 2020.
Moved by trustee Chen, seconded by trustee Adele, that trustee Murdoch be suspended until June 30th, 2020 for code of conduct violation. Is there any discussion from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed?
I oppose.
And that motion's carried.
May I record my opposition?
We've already voted on the subject. If you wanted to discuss the matter, we could have discussed the matter, but that occurs prior to the vote.
No, just make my position recorded.
If you want to, you have to request that before we vote on an item. The agenda item has been carried, and so move on to your next agenda item to report on.
The board discussed the provincial fiscal and workforce sustainability issue.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your report, Trustee Chen. With that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. I believe I have Trustee Adele and Trustee Reed. Motion and second. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you, and good night, Winnipeg School Division.